Hi everybody, I'm here with Chuck Boudreau, very well known to everybody. Chuck is everywhere. Chuck is everywhere, but today specifically, Chuck is here to speak about the Angel Fund. Chuck is on the board of the Angel Fund. So, welcome, Chuck, number one.
Thank you.
And how did that organization get started?
Well, it all stemmed from, I guess, a need in the community that wasn't really being fulfilled. I had been involved with a national campaign for a few years. I won't name it, but a national campaign for a few years. And lots of great money was being raised for the national campaign. But questions were constantly being raised around how can we get support locally? How could people who are facing illnesses or need the support locally get funded? They were having a struggle. So I had been questioning that and my involvement with the national organization and to figure out what we could do locally. And then kind of at the same time, my fiance, Alana Pond, who was the sitting MLA at the time, she was seeing lots of concern being raised through her office around not having access to funding, people who needed treatments and just didn't have the money to kind of get the treatments. She kind of suggested a local organization, and I just ran with it. One simple Facebook post that I put out, basically just to ask.
Now, Chuck, tell me, what is the purpose of the Angel Fund?
Well, our purpose is to fund patients who are struggling with the expenses of having to go through treatments and getting to their treatments. We're really focused on those that are experiencing either life-threatening, life-altering illnesses, and they have to go through treatments. And we acknowledge the fact that there's a cost involved, and that's what they struggle with sometimes, especially today with the cost of fuel and food and some expenses or supplies that they may need. So we provide the financial support.
Yes, and I'm sure that there are some of those people that don't really want to look for help or feel bad about looking for help or maybe don't know where to look for help.
Yeah, very true.
And
so one of the things we try to, we ensure that we do is to make sure that it's all confidential.
Right.
So that anybody who thinks that they qualify for the funding, they apply for the funding, and we'll even go to our meetings and we don't even know some of the people that we're actually funding because we have one person
that deals with that.
And if they have a challenging case or challenging situation, then they may raise the potential situation, like, is this something we would fund? And we have those in-camera discussions.
Well,
so,
of course.
So it's very confidential,
right.
and we hold the dignity and respect of
right.
the patient. So.
And that's very important, especially in a small community where everybody knows everybody.
Exactly.
That's actually really important to note.
Well, I think the closeness of our community also lends itself to the fact that because everybody knows just about everybody,
right.
We hear of people who are ill, people who are experiencing a life-altering, life-threatening illness, and sometimes they don't actually have to reach out to us. We hear it in the community, somebody else refers them to our organization. So.
Well, there are a lot of caring individuals in this community, so luckily for some of those patients, you have those people that are looking out for them. They have their other angels.
That's right.
So what did the early startup days look like for the Angel Fund?
Well, like I say, I put out the Facebook post, and we held our first meeting. I think it was in somewhere January of 2019, or maybe just prior to, but the organization actually formed in January of 2019, where we had our board of directors at the time. I chaired for a couple of years and then decided to kind of step back. But it started off the first year with a lot of organizational structure issues that we had to deal with. It's kind of setting up the board. How are we going to fund? What are the criteria? And so our first year was spent a lot on just getting organized, getting ready.
Right, well.
And so we didn't start our funding until January of 2020.
Smack dab in the middle of COVID.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. So you just added another challenge to yourself.
We did, and we did take advantage of some of the COVID funding that came out, and there was some funding that was targeted to seniors in the community. So at that time, we applied for some funding, and we provided COVID kits to some seniors in the community. So we did not only the traditional, from what our organization now, traditional funding, is we actually took a little sidestep and helped to support seniors in some other ways.
Correct. Oh, they can use all the support they can get.
Yeah.
So how many patients have you taken care of?
We have 106 that we have provided some financial support to date. And because of the way our funding structure works, we can fund patients up to 3 different times. And so we have funded 176 times
Right.
to those 106 patients.
Right, I understand. So what type of financial support can patients expect?
We give gift cards for gasoline. Initially, we were giving some meal cards to some of the retail outlets, fast food places, while they were going through their treatments. But now it's more about groceries, fuel, some pharmacy supports as well, so that they can purchase supplies that they might need. We've given out over $20,000 to this
Wow.
point,
So have the patients been appreciative?
oh my goodness, yes.
I bet.
There's been a lot of tears on doorsteps. There's some people who have written back to us very much appreciative of the support that we gave. Their families are very appreciative. We've had some people as well who, even though we provide or we offer the support, some people have turned it down. They've turned it down because they felt financially they didn't need it, or they felt that somebody else might be more deserving. And that just speaks to the fact that we just have this very close community. So.
Absolutely. Now, your organization has recently gotten some good news.
Yeah, it's something that we had been working on, or at least we talked about since the inception of the organization. Probably it's taken, I'm guessing about 2 years to do it, but we just recently got approved for charitable tax status.
Fantastic.
Through the CRA, through the Income Tax Act. So we now, I believe it's as of September, early September, we are now eligible to be able to issue tax receipts for donations.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you also have upcoming events.
We do. We're always planning fundraising events to help make sure that we're keeping up with the need. And we have a holiday market coming up in Discourse on November 18th, sorry.
Right.
And that runs from 10 until 2. We have 40 tables that are booked.
Wow.
With a lot of local vendors.
And it's a very important purpose.
Yeah. And so we have actually recently as well started up our own website, angel-fund.ca. So that is where people can go to learn about the organization. It's where you can go to request support. We have a form on there to fill out, very basic information we ask for. You can go there to make a donation, to become a volunteer, to take out a membership, which is free. It's just an place where people can go to learn a bit more about the organization.
Well, I think it's so wonderful. I like these community groups that do things for other community for the community.
Right.
I probably will see myself volunteering for your organization, actually.
Well, it's nice that we now have this website, because we actually did just recently receive just somebody who's in the community and wants to volunteer for the organization. So they submitted through our website, and immediately we got back to them, and they're now helping us with our market on the 18th. So
I'm hoping that you will see some younger people, teenagers even, or you know.
We'd love to see.
Because really and truly, it's a precious gift to give somebody that kind of joy. And it's so important to our young community that they see what volunteering and how it can be so fulfilling, right?
Well, very true, because I mean, there's some of us on the board who are a little bit older, and we're going to need people to kind of step up.
Yeah.
So.
And that is, I know that and I'm sure you saw it too, because your mother is a mover and shaker. All of us in my age group too have seen our grandparents or our aunts or our uncles or people in our lives as we grew up that volunteered faithfully to different causes. And I think it actually has, rubbed off on me and others in my family. So I'm hoping to see the younger people step up and learn all those valuable lessons from the older volunteers, because everybody has something to share, whether you're young, whether you're old.
Right.
And I'm really hoping that the Angel Fund continues for many years, and that some young, vibrant young people come in to help out, you know, when we all become too old to do it.
Right.
You know, eventually someday.
Yeah.
Not right today, Chuck, but you know, at some point.
Not yet.
Not
ready
yet.
to give up yet.
No.
But no, the Angel Fund, I think, was a long time in coming. And it's just, we're the money that people, whether it's they take part in one of our events or activities, or they make a donation, it's just good for people to know that the money is staying local. We're not sending it off for administrative fees anywhere else. It stays local. It's run by local volunteers. Nobody is paid in our organization. So every money, every dollar that's raised goes right back to the community.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I wish you every success with your event, and every event to follow.
Yes, thank
And of
you.
course, you know that if you need anything from Tellil, we'll definitely be here for you.
For sure.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.